I'm going to show you how to save substantial money on your fees when you buy and sell crypto on Coinbase. There's essentially two ways to do it. And in one of the ways, I'll show you two different options where you can save even more money. I'm Brian. Thank you for watching. As I always say, I'm a big dumb animal. But first, before we get started, watch this. A couple things to note, if you would, please hit that like button. It takes a lot of time to put these videos together. Also hit subscribe and my videos will pop up in your feed as they're created. And then there's a join button here where you can also join the community. I post every video in a separate member area so that we can have conversations there, things you may not want to post to the world. Also, here's a link to my X account. I update and post when I have a new video and other information. Most importantly, I have a school community down below. It has a monthly fee, but you can interact with myself and other like-minded investors for two main reasons. I have many courses that I've put together step-by-step, strategies like why go for 25x when you can do a 5x and a 5x and achieve the same result? How can you put crypto into an IRA? Equally important, we have a community area where we discuss all of the various cryptos. So please take a look. There's a link down below to the school community. I appreciate your time. When you log in, you may be familiar with this. In the upper right-hand corner, here's how the fees work. We get to choose what we're going to pay with, if we're going to buy or sell, or we can do a conversion. So what are the basics? The basics are if you're buying, here we can say, all right, we're going to buy Bitcoin. What are we going to pay with? We're going to pay with money out of our wallet. The wallet or so that's USD dollars, or USDC, which is a stable coin. Both of them is 1-to-1. $1 is $1. One USDC is $1. So that's if we just want to pay with dollars. Or we want to sell and have it go into dollars. So what you could do is sell your Bitcoin for dollars and then take those dollars and buy some Ethereum. Or you could skip the two steps and just convert some Bitcoin into Ethereum. That's the convert. But we're going to talk about the buy-sell. You may already be familiar, but here you can just say, oh, I want $50 worth of Bitcoin. Or if you prefer, click this little arrow and it'll swap and you can say how much Bitcoin you want. Maybe I want 0.0004 Bitcoin. It'll tell you what it'll cost. Let's just look at the dollar amount and let's look at $50 of crypto. Now here's what's interesting. It'll tell you what you're going to receive in Bitcoin. Here's how we're paying with money out of our wallet. It could be your bank account. There's many options. You just click here. You can buy Bitcoin or you can click and choose a different crypto. Now let's review the order. We want to see what this is going to cost us in fees. Now what they don't do is show you the fees here. It just says you'll receive this much Bitcoin. And it's $50. So you might be thinking, I'm going to get $50 of Bitcoin at the current price, which is over here. No, it's not how it works. Notice it says include spread, but it's more. You click this little arrow here. And it opens up this window. Two fees. One is a Coinbase fee. That's a flat fee, and it varies depending upon the size of your order. At the moment, it would have been $2. Why is it crossed out? Well, you can join what's called Coinbase One. I believe it's $20 a month, and you get a certain number of trades for free where you don't pay the fee. But I'm going to show you another way to get rid of this. So it would have been $2. So I wouldn't get $50 of Bitcoin. I get $50 minus 2, which I'd get $48 of actual Bitcoin. That's the first fee. The second fee is a spread of 1%. So Coinbase takes a 1% fee as well. That would also be subtracted from the $48. So there you have it. Two major fees, and they increase as the size of your order gets larger. That's fairly substantial, particularly if you're buying and selling on a decent amount. So how can we get rid of that? Here you go. Bottom left-hand corner. Click this, Advanced. This may look confusing. Bear with me. On the left-hand side are the various options that'll change the screen. We're going to stay here with the highlighted called Spot, meaning we're just going to buy, say, $100 of something. We're not using futures, not using derivatives, no leverage, just Spot. You may also want to look at the order book if you have multiple orders open. Here's how the page is broken down. This upper left is telling us that at the moment we're looking at Hedera. If we execute any orders over here, it'll be on Hedera. This left-hand side allows you to change. So if you don't want Hedera, you can click here, or you can type in here which one you're looking for. So here's BTC USD pair. Let's say it wasn't sitting down there. we would come up here and say we want to find Bitcoin, BTC, maybe it's BITCOIN, there you go. And I click BTC USD, and now it changes up here. We can just close that to get it out of the way, or we can open it back up. All right, so now we know how to pick different ones. If we wanted to trade something else like Ethereum, there it is, or we can type it here. We click it, this changes. Okay, you got that. Here's where you choose. Then in the center, you're probably familiar, this is just a chart. You can pick day, month, 5 day, 1 day, whatever you want to look at, just a chart. Your order book, trade history. You don't have to worry about these two things here. You can learn about them. They're good to know, but right now we don't need to know those. And here are the open or closed or canceled, all your orders. Right now we've done nothing. So all we care about is we want to buy this one. How do we do that? We go all the way to the right. It shows us what we have in USD and USDC. I have very little money. I can either buy, that's this tab in the options, or I can sell, which is this tab in all the options. You just click into one or the other. Now within buy, we're just going to talk about two, market and limit. So the easiest thing to do is just market. Why? Because all you do is say how much you want to spend. Notice I have 100 in USD, 88 in USDC. It happens to say USDC. Click it, and it's going to go from ETH to USDC. Let's say we wanted $50 worth. You don't have to give it any other information. I'll show you limit orders. You can choose your price. You don't get to choose your price. When you hit this green button to buy, you're going to get whatever price it's currently at. So for $50, now where are the fees? Like we saw on the other page. Look all the way down here. The fee is 12 cents. Now I get a rebate of 3 cents because I have that Coinbase One program. So that would be a total of 9 cents. Well, that's a big difference from the other page where $50 of something was going to be a $2 base fee and a 1% spread. This spread, I think, is 0.15 or 0.25. So it's very low. Of course, it's a percentage, so it's going to change depending upon how much you buy. We can actually get this a little cheaper. Let me show you. If we go over to limit, it's going to give us one more option. Well, multiple, but essentially one more than this page. Instead of just putting in the price, the dollar amount we want, we get to put in the limit price. It picks the most recent price that was here, and it puts it up there. You can change this. So you can say, right now it's at 1584. Let's say we put in 1580. And then we come down and say, well, how much of it? That's the price we want. How much we want to buy? We only want to buy $50 worth. So what does this mean? When we click, it's going to set an order at 1580. It's at 1584. The price would have to drop for this order to execute at 1580. If the price continues to go up, this order may never execute. You can just come down here and cancel it and submit a new order at a different price. But if we leave it there at $50, we come down here, what are we paying? Same as the other page, 12 cents and 3 cents. But I told you it could be cheaper. Here's how. So this is the same as if we just did the market order, except for this. I'm not going to get into how it works, but there's what's called maker and taker. It always starts at taker when you come to this page. And those will execute almost instantaneously if it can based on the order book. But if you click and change it to post only, watch the fees change right here. 7 cents instead of 12. And minus 2 would be 5 cents. Now you might say 12 cents, 7 cents, it's not a big deal. Well, that's a 5 cents. That almost cut it in half. When you're talking about a $5,000 order or $10,000 order, I can't show you because it won't let me because I don't have enough money up there. It would be a much more substantial difference between the two. Essentially know this, it won't execute immediately. It's going to put the order on the books. And when another one matches with it, then it will execute. So you have to be a little more patient, but it can save you quite a bit of money. So that's the difference in the fees. It's literally that simple. That's it. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto. Have a great day.